What is going on, Pokemon fans? Welcome back to JD's Nerdverse. We are doing a playthrough today of Pokemon Crystal with Togepi. Togepi is a Spike Ball Pokemon. Let's go ahead and bounce into the stats of this Pokemon. 35 HP, 20 attack, 65 defense, 40 special attack, 65 special defense, and 20 speed. So defense is great with this Pokemon, special attack is okay, and everything else is pretty meh. Level up moveset with this Pokemon is very bad. We start off with Growl and Charm, which both of them do exactly the same thing. They lower your opposition's attack stat. And so we have to use Struggle early to get to level 7 where we get Metronome. Metronome randomizes literally every move in the game. It's very horrible, and you'll see why here in a little bit. You'll see it in practice and how bad it really is. Sweet Kiss, Encore, and Safeguard we're not going to use. Probably could use some of these for later strategies, but I didn't. And in Double Edge is the last move we get level 38, 120 base power. With Stab, it's 180, 100% accurate. There is recoil. That's the big downside to it. So with this Pokemon, since our level up moveset is garbage, we do have a TM moveset. I'm just going to go over the ones we use. Headbutt, 70 base power, 105 with Stab, and 100% accurate. Rollout is a great move to use. It progressively gets better. Zap Cannon will be used for like one specific battle, but it's 100 base power, 50% accurate. Not very reliable, but in a pinch, it can come through pretty clutch. Hidden Power, we went with Hidden Power Ice. In hindsight, maybe I should have done Hidden Power Flying. But regardless, that's the Hidden Power we chose because it makes 2 gyms pretty much obsolete. Sunny Day didn't use. Snore, Hyper Beam, Protect, Rain Dance, not going to use. Endure, Frustration, not going to use. Solar Beam, not going to use. There is a strategy I could have done, which will involve a bunch of those moves, which I'll go over later in the video. Return is a normal move that goes off of your friendship. It's 102 base power, and with Stab, because we are a normal type, it is 153 base power. So it's very powerful, but our attack stat is garbage, so not the greatest move. Psychic will have a short shelf life. Mud Slap will have a shelf life because it's an upgrade over Metronome. Let's see, Fire Blast is the next move we use. We have good special attack, especially when we evolve, so this will be our most powerful move for most of the game. And it makes 2 gym leaders obsolete. Swift will be an upgrade over Metronome early, 60 base power, 90 with Stab. It does not miss. And really, the only other move we use after that is Fly. Defense Curl we could have used, but I'm not sure how to get it. Dream Eater, Detect, Rest, Attract, Steel Wing, and Flash all don't get used. So not a broad move pool that we have, but we have enough moves to get through the game. So now you're watching our first battle with our rival, and you're going to see firsthand why Metronome is horrible. Metronome literally will randomize every move in the game. Growl, Fire Blast, Shadow Ball, Self-Destruct. This is why with this Pokemon, you have to save before every battle if you're using Metronome. Because literally, it could just select Self-Destruct, and we're going to kill ourselves or knock ourselves out in the process, and we have to do a reset anyway. So that is the problem with this Pokemon. Is this move, I should say. This move will literally randomize anything. So here's the other problem with this move. It only has 10 power points. So we literally get down to a little bit of health. We have so much of our own health left. But we'd have to deplete all of our power points for Charm and Growl. So I was like, screw it, we're just going to redo this battle. So for like the first time on this channel, I think we lose to our rival. Maybe second time. I think we might have lost one other time. But we lose to our rival, and we have to refight this battle. And it goes a little bit better. Not much better, but a little bit better. And it actually isn't a situation where we knock out the opposition. It's the situation where we get bind on him, I think is what it is. Oh, no, never mind. It's a different battle then. But we do get the knockout here. Thank God. So we name our rival triple question mark, and now we're just going to go fight. And this is another example where I had to save before the battle. We're going to fight Hiker Joey, or a youngster Joey. He's got a Rattata, and we literally just don't do any moves that damage this thing. Don't do any moves at all. We're trying. We've gone for like 6 turns at this point. And we've gone for six moves at this point, and we've done absolutely nothing. And we did some kind of other thing called Parasong, and it knocks us out in the process. So great. So we have to refight. So the first 2 battles in this game, the first 2 actual trainer battles, we have to reset twice. So this is just really a precursor to how bad this is going to get. Now, it does get better once we get rid of Metronome and we start getting more reliable moves. The narrative for this Pokemon does shift. It doesn't change drastically because it's still a baby Pokemon, but it does change, and it does turn. The wheel of change turns slowly with this Pokemon. But in this battle, we do a little bit better, and we get the knockout, and we beat Youngster again. We had to go back and heal, but I skipped over Bellsprout Tower just about how frustrating it was. So now we're facing Faulkner. That was 12 minutes it took to get from where we just were all the way through Bellsprout Tower and to Faulkner. So we're going to go ahead and go for Dig. That's a great move to use against a flying Pokemon. Metronome at its best. Acid hits. We do poison the Pidgey. That's not bad. But we've depleted a lot of power points so far. So what we have? 6 left. And like I said, we're pretty much at the mercy of whatever this move decides to pick for us. Stomp isn't bad. We do get close. Earthquake does nothing. We could have, if we just had any other move other than Earthquake, we probably would have won the first try. But we do have to take another attempt and try to beat him again. So here's our second attempt. And I think we actually beat him this time. So Pidgey, Metronome, Drill Peck is great. That was good. Harden ups our defense. That's not the worst thing. Teleport does nothing. Clamp knocks him out. Good. We have 6 power points left. And Pidgeotto comes out. So we get Sand Attack. That's great. Slash does nothing. Milk Drink replenished our health. So 3 moves left. We got Poison Gas. It's great. Because now we can at least stall him out. And Bite will do a little bit of chip damage throughout the course of the battle. See? And now, without any power points left, we still win. We just have to stall him out because of poison. So we do get the win over Faulkner. Is it the way that I would prefer to beat Faulkner? Hell no. Not even close. But getting past Faulkner opens us up to 2 things. One, we can add Mud Slap, which Mud Slap isn't great either, but it's better and more reliable than a Metronome. And now we're going to go ahead and move on and get Swift. And in Union Cave, we will get Swift. Get Swifty! Get Swifty! Take off your pants! Okay, I'm not going to sing the rest of that song, but Swift is a huge improvement over Metronome, and even a huge improvement over Mud Slap. Mud Slap is useful because it's a move that can hit ghosts, which we're going to have to deal with that here in a little bit. But we did get Swift, and we're going to move on and go all the way back to this girl right here. She will give you the Pink Bow. Her name is Tuscany. Pink Bow will give a 10% boost on all normal moves. We are normal. Swift is normal. Headbutt's normal. A bunch of moves are normal. So this will give us a boost in that. You can technically get it later in the game, but that's where you can get it if you want to get it really early. So now we're facing Bugsy. Swift will be a 2-shot on the Metapod. We really just want to knock out the Kakuna before Kakuna poisons us. And hopefully we don't get poisoned. We do get poisoned, so now we're on the clock when it comes to beating Scyther. Scyther, however you pronounce it. If he just went for Fury Cutter, he probably would have beat us. But he doesn't. He goes for a couple Leers. Don't know why. But we get the win, and I'll take the bad AI anytime. It's taken us 40 minutes to get to this point. So any kind of a little bit of a computer AI mess up or AI glitch, I will take at this point in the game. So we will move on from Bugsy. We'll be happy to take the win and move on to our second rival fight. Now, the rival fight, this one's usually the hardest one of all of them because you have a ghost Pokemon, you don't always have a good option. We technically have 2 options to hit this ghost. Not 2 good options, but they're options nonetheless. Mud Slap, it does about 50% damage. And since we didn't attack first, it does outspeed us, so we didn't get a chance to attack it first, so it was doing nothing while we were asleep before. But now Spite is draining all of our power points. So now we have the option to go for Metronome. If when we wake up, Metronome can hit it because it can pick a move that can hit it. It does confuse it. We do hit it with something. I think it maybe hit itself. And we do get lucky and get a Leech Seed, I think right here. Come on. Wake up. Wake up. And we put it to sleep and we get a Leech Seed. And Leech Seed will get the knockout. So we can use Swift on the next 2 Pokemon. Thank goodness. Okay, I didn't want to have to spend multiple attempts at this. Like I said, over 40 minutes at this point. There are some Pokemon that we 40 minutes we're at Morty. So that's how slow this Pokemon's going. And we get the knockout of Zubat eventually. Yep. And now Q-Lava comes out, and then we'll have a Swift will be a 3-shot. We just got to outpace it. Ember's not doing too much. We have good special defense. So we get the win, and we move on. And then once we move on, we're going to go do the thing where we get cut in Ilex Forest. But if we backtrack and talk to this kid right here, he'll give us a Charcoal. Charcoal gives a 10% boost on all fire moves, which is a big deal because we're going to get a fire move later. And now we're going to talk to this person with the green hair staring at trees, and he will give us Headbutt. Headbutt will be a significant improvement. It's a little bit more powerful than Swift. If we go first, it can cause a flinch. That's probably not going to happen. We don't go first very often with this Pokemon. It's very slow. But regardless, now we have a moveset of Swift, Mud Slap, Metronome, and Headbutt. Metronome being the one move I really don't want to use. And right here, we're picking up the TM for Rollout in case we need to do that. So I'm doing a little trick here that I saw other YouTubers do that do Pokemon. And it's just like a fun way to just kind of show like a little bit of film editing. Oh, we already won it's like kind of like auto does the battle. I actually play through the battle, but it makes it look like it's auto done. And so we got this last girl here, and we're going to go ahead and face Whitney. Whitney is the normal type gym leader. So if we beat her, we get a 10% boost in normal attacks. So we're going to start off with Headbutt on Clefairy. We actually go first. That's actually pretty surprising. We get the knockout. We have majority of our health left, and now Miltank comes out, and we're going to use Headbutt. We don't outspeed, but we'll go and get Headbutt, and she just doesn't get the first rollout, so that was the determining factor with why we won that battle. We don't learn Safeguard. We do beat Whitney, and we're going to move on and face... well, we're actually going to sit here and let her complain and whine that we beat her. A lot of the gym leaders in Generation 2 seem to just have a dereliction of duty. You always got to, like, convince them to do their job. It's really weird. It actually gets worse in Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver. It's like, why can't just the gym leaders do their job? Their job is to be a gym leader. Whitney cries about it, other gym leaders, whatever. So now we're going to face Sudowoodo, and Sudowoodo, he spins on in, and he spins on out this wooden rock tree thing. I actually can't wait to play with it. Seems like it's going to be a pretty fun playthrough. We just got to, there's not really a great move, but I guess it doesn't have a great move for us as well. So we just got to knock it out. We're going to we get a Horn Drill from Metronome, and we get the win over Sudowoodo, and now we're going to progress on to this area of the game where we go get Hidden Power. Now, again, we chose Hidden Power Ice for good reason. It makes 2 gyms pretty much obsolete. So now we're going to go face these, the Komodo girls. The Komodo girls are really not much to talk about, so I'll go and talk about some other things. So, if you haven't already, this is my call to action. Please make sure you like, share, subscribe. Subscribing, I've gotten up to 407 subscribers. It's actually gone up 10 in the last week. So I'm very excited about that. And if you do enjoy this content, if you really want this content to grow and I can spend more time and make better videos and more videos, liking and commenting really are a necessity. Not if you're busy, I get it, but if you can just say anything and just say, hey, good video, or hey, this, or even if you want to critique something, I'm all for it, because that helps the algorithm. YouTube wants you to engage, wants you to comment, all those things. So that helps out the channel because it creates traction, gets us out to more people. So I really appreciate it. And if you took the time to watch the video, that more or less is enough for me, but those extra things really do help the channel. And so now we're going to face our third rival fight. A third rival fight's going to be pretty simple as long as we don't have anything stupid happen. So we're going to come out with a Haunter, and we're going to come out with Togepi. Togepi, we're going to go for Hidden Power Ice. And he goes first. I think we could have knocked him out in one shot if he didn't go first, but he cursed us, so now we're on the clock. And we're going to lose 25% of our health every turn if we don't knock the opposition out. So Zubat comes out. Hidden Power Ice should knock it out one go. Very good. And now Q Lava needs to be a 2-shot for us to win. And again, our special defense comes in clutch and makes it so Ember only does 8 hit points. We get the win over our rival, and that will move us on to Morty. Now Morty is a ghost trainer, and a lot of his Pokemon are going to outspeed us. Okay, so we have 2 strategies we're going to do. The first strategy does not work. It probably could have worked with a little bit more luck, but we're going to go for Hidden Power Ice. Okay, we're going to do that. We actually outspeed the first Pokemon, but don't plan on us outspeeding the rest. So Hidden Power Ice, the 2-shot on the Haunter. So we've taken no damage, and now we're at the Gengar. Gengar puts us to sleep, and now he's going to use Dream Eater until he knocks us out. And there's nothing we can really do at this point. He's going to use Dream Eater, and even if we wake up, we don't have a one-hit knockout ability to move on to his last Pokemon. He just puts us right back to sleep, and we get the loss to Gengar. And we're going to try this again, but we're going to add a different move. So we added Rollout. Rollout will let us progress. So he did curse us there too, but Rollout pretty much doubles every turn, and unless you miss, then it restarts. But it keeps building momentum. So as long as we don't get knocked out or put to sleep by the Gengar, and we can just hit one more move, we can knock out the last Pokemon. We do get Double Edge here, so I decided to get rid of Mud Slap. Mud Slap might have been able to keep it, but this is just better, and Headbutt is a more consistent move that doesn't do recoil, so I can get rid of that. I need Hidden Power Ice for 2 gym leaders, so there's not really a great option here, but Rollout does get the win over Morty, and we get the I wouldn't say a very easy win, but with that strategy, it just makes it's more consistent than using Hidden Power Ice. So now we got to face this really difficult trainer who has these really difficult Pokemon. No, I'm just kidding. We knock out the Poliwhirl, knock out the Raticate, and we has one more Pokemon. He's actually got a pretty good team. It's a good experience yield, except for the Krabby. But we knock out all of his Pokemon, level up 39, and that's enough to get us to evolve into Togetic. Togetic gives us the flying type, so now we're normal flying. Here's the stats for Togetic. 55 HP, 40 attack, 85 defense, 80 special attack, 105 special defense, and speed is 40. So those are our stats going forward. Great defense, pretty decent special attack, great special defense, and attack and speed is meh, and HP is a little bit better than meh. It's a meh. Okay, so we got that, and now we're gonna go ahead and face Chucky Boy. Chucky Boy is gonna come out with 2 Pokemon. Don't know why he only has 2. You could add so much more to this. However, that's who we're facing. And we are flying type, so he doesn't have an advantage here, but we don't have a great move other than a really powerful Double Edge. And even with our low physical attack, Double Edge will be a 1-shot on the Primeape and a 1-shot on the, or 2-shot on the Poliwrath. So Chuck becomes a very easy battle. We were flying type, it probably would have been an easy one anyway, but the normal type also could have offset that, I don't know. But we get the win, we get a Dynamic Punch, and we're going to go talk to his wife, who body shames him, and she gives us Fly, so we can fly and take on Gyarados. Gyarados won't be able to do much to us. We're just going to use Double Edge twice, knock him out. Double Edge once and a headbutt, knock him out. Go talk to this liar with the flyers, and then move right on and talk to Jasmine. Give Ampharos some medicine, make him feel better, and then we're going to go take on. He flashes us, and we're going to go take on Jasmine's gym. However, before we take on Jasmine's gym, we're going to cash in all of our coins and go buy this TM. It's TM 38. It is Fire Blast. Fire Blast is a very powerful, very, very powerful 120 base power fire move. It's 85% accurate, so it does have a propensity to miss. However, it is very powerful, and when you pair that with our Charcoal, it gives another 10% boost, so 120. It's like 130 some base power. A very powerful move. So Jasmine's fire type. We actually had an attempt where we tried to do it without getting Fire Blast. It did not go very well. But now, as long as we hit, we'll one-shot every one of her Pokemon without even thinking twice. 2 Magnemites down. Steelix, one more attack. We do miss. Iron Tail doesn't do squat, but Fire Blast is a one-shot. Very good. This move is a game changer. There's only 5 power points, so you can't use it all the time, but it's good for those really big, really special battles. So we beat Jasmine, and we go ahead and move on to Price. So we needed this as well for Price. Now Price actually has an advantage against us because we're flying type and it's ice, so it can be bad. However, I don't think it's gonna be that bad. We're gonna go for Double Edge. We're gonna knock out the Seal, the laziest name for a Pokemon ever, Seal. That'd be like having a bug Pokemon just named Bug. Okay, Fire Blast will be a 2-shot on the Dugong. We're just gonna go ahead and go for Double Edge, make it safe. Fire Blast will be a 1-shot on the Piloswine. We just gotta make sure we don't miss. Very good. Knockout on the Piloswine. Price is pretty easy, and we get that dreaded phone call after Price, and then we gotta go face our rival after we did so much stuff. And now we're gonna face our rival. Our rival comes out with a Sneasel. Oh, I'm sorry, Golbat. I apologize. So Hidden Power Ice should be a 1-shot on the Golbat. Very good. It's a special move. 1-shot knockout. Very good. Fire Blast will be a 1-shot on the Magnemite. Very good. The next Pokemon is a Haunter. We're going to use Fire Blast, Pure Power on the Haunter, get the knockout. Sneasel, we're going to go for Double Edge. It's going to get a knockout. Very good. We've taken all one-hit knockouts. A little bit of recoil, but we're still good. We're going to go for Double Edge on this one. And Q-Lava's pretty frail, so we get a pretty easy win over our rival. And with our rival done, we're going to move on to Claire. Claire is the Dragon Trainer, so we do Hidden Power Ice strictly for this. So we have the Never Melt Ice attached to us, so we're going to have a 1-shot on the first Dragonair, 1-shot on the second Dragonair. I'll give you a hint, the third Dragonair doesn't change much, it's a 1-shot. And then the last one is Kingdra, which is conflicting because it's a dragon, but it's water type. Surf does a decent amount of damage. Fire Blast doesn't do squat. We have 2 turns to knock it out because it went for Hyper Beam, and we get the win. She's another one that doesn't just give you the badge. You have to go talk to a guy to get it. And we face our last rival battle of this video. Sneasel comes out. Double Edge is a 1-shot on the Sneasel. Very frail Pokemon. Very good. Magneton comes out. If we hit a Fire Blast, 1-hit knockout. Very good. So once we're past him, we're pretty much in the clear. We just got to worry about maybe getting confused. Curse at this point in the battle wouldn't be that bad because at this point in the battle, we have a lot of health, and we're pretty much in the point we just got a 1 or 2 shot, whatever's left. Double Edge will 1-shot the Kadabra, very good. And last but not least, Typhlosion. Double Edge, is it a 1-shot? It is a 1-shot. We get the win. We're at level 57 going into the Elite Four, and now we're going to go ahead and transition over to look at our stats going into the Elite Four. So our moveset going into the Elite Four is as follows. We have the Hidden Power, which is Ice, which will be very helpful against flying type, grass type, and dragon type Pokemon in the Elite Four. Okay. Double Edge is our good physical move against things that have frail physical defense, like psychic Pokemon usually. Jinx is another one like that. Fire Blast is our boom or bust move. It's going to do so much damage, or it's going to miss. Okay, and Fly is just our reliable move. Like I said, if I kept Hidden Power if I left Hidden Power as Fly, I could not have Fly on here, or Hidden Power flying. I could just have Hidden Power, and I could have another move here. I don't know what move I would have picked, but I could have used another move. But this is not really where the moveset needs to be adjusted. The moveset was fine going to the Elite Four. It's the moveset for Red, which I'll go over a little bit later. But here's the stats going into the Elite Four as well. Attack is 91, so not great. Defense is 136, very good. Special attack's 133. Special defense is 161, and speed is 88. Speed is 80. It's almost 60 base. It's almost got like barely 1.5 speed per level. It's pretty bad. It's pretty abysmal if I do say so myself. It's pretty bad. So that's our speed. Those are our stats, and we're gonna go ahead and face Will. Will's gonna come out. He's gonna have his psychic Pokemon, and his first Pokemon is gonna be a Xatu. Xatu is a pretty easy knockout with Hidden Power Ice. Very good. It's going to come out with Jinx, thinking, oh, it's a flying type. I can use an ice Pokemon. So I'm going to go for Fly. Fly should be a one-shot. Very good on the Jinx. And now Slowbro comes out. Slowbro, there's not really anything great we have against Slowbro. I thought maybe Fire Blast. He's going to up his defense now with Special. I mean, he's going to up his Special with Amnesia. And so we just got to hit one more, and we get a knockout with Double Edge. Xatu will be a one-hit knockout with Hidden Power. And it's actually my next Pokemon is Natu and Xatu. And then last but not least, Executor, Hidden Power Ice is a one-shot on it. So we get the win, we beat Will, and we're going to progress on to the next member of the Elite Four, which is Koga. Koga comes out. He's got a bunch of grass / bug / flying Pokemon and one poison, pure poison type. It's all poison with some kind of something added to it. So Fire Blast will be a one-shot on the Ariados. Very good. Fire Blast should also be a one-shot on the Fortress. Very good. Knockout. Awesome. Then we're going to come out with a Muck. Is it a one-shot on the Muck? It is not. I don't feel the need to keep using Fire Blast on this Pokemon. I want to save Fire Blast for... he's got a Venomoth, which will be a one-shot. We do get Hidden Power Ice to hit him. We are poisoned, but as long as we can get a good attack off, we should win. And we run out of power points for Fire Blast. That's awesome. But we are going to go ahead and go for Fly. It is technically a bug type, so we get the knockout. Good to go there. Beat Koga. I'm going to move on to Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno very much, but we're going to go ahead and face Bruno. And Bruno, he's not going to be super duper difficult. We just don't have anything great against Bruno. We have Fly, which will be good against all of his Pokemon except for one. And it's a flying move, so it should be a one-shot. But the problem, we got a little Smarty Pants here with Hitmontop, who keeps using Protect. So I can't hit him whenever I go up in the air and come back down. So I don't have Fire Blast, which I don't need Fire Blast for this Pokemon. Hidden Power Ice will be a two-shot. So we got like 20, 40 hit points diminished. Hidden Power Ice will be a one-shot on the Onix. Now, no one else has a move like that. So Fly should be more effective against them, and they should be able to dodge it. Very good. Hitmonchan gets a knockout. Very good. Machamp, I don't think it'll be a knockout. Let's see. Fly, ooh, it's so close. Cross Chop does not knock us out, though. We just need to get some damage done to it. I should have just gone for Fly. And we're going to go for Fly this time. And unless he heals again, it's a knockout. We have one more Pokemon left. Unless he outspeeds and hits us. And come on, hit it. And boom, we get the knockout. First try victory over the first three members of the Elite Four. Now, is Karen going to be a first try victory? I don't know. Let's find out. Karen's pretty tough. There's not really anything great you have for Umbreon. Okay, Fire Blast does not quite half, but it does close. Fire Blast again. Nope. We're not. Nope. Okay, so now we're gonna deplete all of our power points. That's awesome. Fly will do a little bit, but Umbreon's pretty bulky. There's not a lot you can do against her defensively. So we spent a lot of our time just trying to get by the Umbreon. Double Edge got the knockout, but we are kind of like we are deteriorating asset right now. We have very low health. We just got cursed, so unless we do one-shots on everything from here on out, we're probably not going to win this battle. And yeah, we're definitely not going to win this battle. So we're going to retry Karen again. So we're going to come out Umbreon. I think we should just go for broke, go for Double Edge. Double Edge will do almost a one-shot. It do get Sand Attack, but we'll take it. We do have a lot more health now than we had before. And go for Fire Blast. He goes for Curse. He's going to do that every single time. So now, here we are again. Fire Blast will knock it out, but now we have to get to the point. Wow. Okay, Destiny Bond. That's actually a strategy I did not anticipate. I've actually never seen Karen do with her Gengar, but it went for Destiny Bond. So that means if I knock it out, it knocks us out. So now it's kind of very important that we knock this thing out on like the first try. So Fire Blast, Curse. I'm okay with Curse. I really am. It's not as bad as Destiny Bond. Destiny Bond will knock us out every time if we knock it out. So I'm okay with that. We didn't get Sand Attack too bad, so now we're down to the Houndoom. Houndoom is very frail, so a 1 Double Edge should knock it out. We do take a recoil, but now we don't have to use Double Edge for the last Pokemon. We have two options. We have Hidden Power Ice or Fire Blast. Fire Blast is more powerful, so it was a little bit of a risk because we could have missed, but we get the win over Karen. Now we're going to move on to Lance, the liar with the flyers. He can be trolly, but he also can be very easy win. Because we have Hidden Power Ice, we have the Never Melt Ice, we beat Price's Gym. All of it adds up to having a very effective, very powerful Ice move. So we're going to go ahead and go for Double Edge, just to get the easy, quick win over Gyarados. And now Dragonite will be a one-shot. The second Dragonite should be a one-shot as well. Let's see. And one-shot, very good. And then we have Aerodactyl. Aerodactyl will go for the same exact move. Rock Slide could have been bad, but it wasn't. Didn't do as much damage as it could have. Charizard also will be a one-shot with... Oh, no, it won't. Oh, no. Oh, no. We get burned, and yeah, we lose the battle because of burn. But we learned something there. So now we're just going to go for a completely different strategy. So now we're going to go for... Come on, Double Edge. Double Edge. Oh, we're going to go for Fire... Oh, we're really going to go for Fire Blast. Okay. Double Edge gets the knockout. Very good. And we have a lot more of our health now because we didn't use Double Edge twice. Hidden Power Ice. One-hit knockout on the Dragonite. Very good. We have Dragonite number 2. Hidden Power Ice is a one-shot as well. Very good. We come out with Aerodactyl again. Aerodactyl misses a Rock Slide. We get the one-shot on Aerodactyl. We have so much health going in the Charizard. I think it's going to be very beneficial for us. We'll go for Double Edge. And Double Edge will not one-shot, but it gets close. We're down to below 100 health, so this is it's kind of scary. But our special defense comes in clutch with 9 hit points left. We just got to one-shot the last Dragonite, and we one-shot the last Dragonite with 9 hit points. Level up to and get 13 hit points. And now we're gonna go clock in our time. Yeah, we're gonna clock in our time. And this has been one of the longest playthroughs I've had when it comes to getting through the Elite Four. 2 hours and 16 minutes and 11 seconds. Now, if I go back in time, I could probably cut this time down significantly, which I probably will do in the future, do some replays, whatever case may be. But this was tedious up to this point. But regardless of that, we do get the win. We do get past the Elite Four. And so now we're going to progress on to Kanto. So go ahead and watch the credits here. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and progress to Kanto. I'll see you guys there. And with the Elite Four in our rearview mirror, we're going to go ahead and progress on to Kanto. Kanto, we're going to get right on the SSS Aqua. Yep, get right on it. And we're going to turn around and go right off the SSS Aqua. And we're going to go right into Lieutenant Surge's gym. And we're going to go ahead and face Lieutenant Surge. We have a type disadvantage here. We are flying type. It is electric. But as long as we don't let him hit us, we won't have a problem. Raichu, we knock out. First hit. Magneton, Fire Blast, knockout. First hit. One hit knockout. Very good. Oko. And we're going to go for Fire Blast on the Electabuzz. Probably not the best move. Electabuzz has a very high special. Probably just use Return. Maybe Return wouldn't be a knockout either. It would have been. Okay. So we could have one-shot him as well. And now we're going for Return on the Electrode. It does outspeed us. It's very fast. It's the fastest Pokemon in the game, actually. And one more knockout. Very good. So we beat Lieutenant Surge pretty easy. Move right on to Sabrina. Sabrina and her whip. Actually, I don't think she has a whip in this generation. Nope. Just her awesome hair. And we get a one-shot on Espeon. And Mr. Mime comes out. We're going to get a one-shot on Mr. Mime. Very good. Alakazam comes out. It's going to be a one-shot on Alakazam. Very good. Very easy, very convincing win over Sabrina. Took very little damage and moved right on to Erica. Erica, we have 2 moves that are super effective. Actually, 3 moves that are super effective. We have an Ice type, a Fire type, and a Flying type move. So very easy win over Erica. Go for Hidden Power Ice. One-hit knockout on the Tangela. Very good. The Victory Bell comes out. One-hit knockout. Very good. So like I said, Hidden Power Flying would have still been able to make this battle pretty obsolete. Hidden Power on Jiggly on Jumpluff, I guess that's the name. Yep, and Blossom. That's actually one coming up as well, playthrough wise. So we get the very easy, very convincing win over Erica, and now we move on to Janine. Janine has a team. It's a watered down version of her father's team. So Fire Blast will knock out the Crobat. Very good. Probably could have just done Ice Beam on that, made it easy. But we're going to go for Fire Blast on the Weezing as well. One hit knockout. There's another Weezing coming out. Will we hit it again or miss? As long as we don't miss, we're fine. Ice, Hidden Power Ice, knock it out. Very good. Ariados, Hidden Power Ice, knock it out. Very good. And the last Pokemon is Venomoth. Hidden Power Ice, knock it out. Very good. Janine is, as usual, very easy. And we move on to Misty. Misty is water type. We don't have anything great against Misty, so we're going to have to rely on Return. So Golduck comes out, I'm sorry, is a Return is a one-shot. We are holding in this battle, we are holding the Pink Bow to give a little bit of a boost in our normal moves. So we don't one-shot the Lapras, but we do get the knockout with a second hit, a Toko, as I like to call it. 2-hit knockout. Return on the Starmie, and then Quagsire comes out, and we're going to go for Fire Blast. He's not Ice type. That's a misclick on my part. Return gets the knockout. We level 71, and move on to, I believe it's Brock. Brock. Wakanda forever. The reason I say that, his arms are crossed like T'Challa. And so Brock will be pretty easy. We have Hidden Power Ice for all of his Pokemon, and we can use Return for those that it's not super effective against, like the 2 fossil Pokemon. So Graveler is a one-shot. Onix will be a one-shot as well. And he's going to come out with a Rhyhorn to be a one-shot as well. So it's the last 2 that aren't like super easy, but they're still going to be pretty easy compared to he can't really do much to us anyway, so get the knockout on Armystar with a combination of Hidden Power Ice and Return. So I'm going to go for Return on Kabutops. It's still going to be a 2-shot. It doesn't really matter. Surf barely grazes us. We get the knockout. We beat Brock, and we're going to move on to Blaine. Blaine is the Fire Gym leader, and like I said, don't have a great move for him either, but we're way higher level, and our Return will be a 2-shot on the Macargo, and I think Return, it's a 3-shot. I apologize. So we're going to have to do Return on the next 2 Pokemon as well. Return on Magmar. It's a 1-shot. Very good. Macargo's got very high defense, so that's why it's not a 1-shot. And Rapidash is not very good defensively. Get the knockout over Blaine. And now we're going to move on to Blue. Blue has a well-rounded team, so this battle usually, or not usually, but it can be very difficult. So let's go ahead and watch this battle with Blue. He's going to come out with a Pidgeot. Pidgeot will be a 1-shot with Hidden Power Ice. We are holding the Never Melt Ice because a bunch of his Pokemon are weak to Ice. Rhydon is another example of a Pokemon weak to Ice. So we have Never Melt Ice and Ice, Hidden Power Ice. Alakazam, Return will be the move to go with Alakazam. He did just up his defense, so that's why it wasn't a knockout. Usually it's a 1-shot on Alakazam, like a normal type. Or, I'm sorry, a Psychic type. Return will be a 2-shot on the... will be more than a 2-shot on the Gyarados. Let's try it again. No, Fly won't do much. It flies the same amount. It's not going to do that much. Or we get a critical, so never mind. And so now we have 2 Pokemon left, and that is Arcanine. And Arcanine will be a 3-shot. I think Return might just make this a 2-shot. Very good. Get a critical hit as well. And Executor, Fire Blast will 1-shot this thing. So Blue, a little bit of a little tougher than a couple battles we've had in Kanto, but now we're going to move right on to Red. And Red is going to be a source of frustration because we start this venture in the Red at 2 hours and 46 minutes at level 83. We do not outspeed the Pikachu, and we do not one-shot the Pikachu. So the Pikachu takes us down to almost half health, and then he comes out with Blastoise. Now, he comes out with Blastoise because he will always go with the Pokemon that's going to have the best move against us. That's the second Pokemon always does this. So the best move against us is Blizzard. He doesn't do Blizzard, I mean, he does it there, but it wasn't his first choice. He did other moves. But that's why Blastoise comes out. So I did a series of these where we try to win the battle. We get a Return, 1-shot, very good, same level. And now we're going to try to go for the knockout on Blastoise. We do get a decent amount of damage done with Return. Blastoise has very high defense, so going for a physical move like that is a luck-based strategy. It's not consistent. Actually, there's nothing consistent you can do. We do get a 2-shot on the Espeon. She takes it down to very low health, though, and now we have to deal with Snorlax, which has been a bane of my existence when it comes to these playthroughs. So his special with defense is very high, so nothing special is going to do a lot to him. Hidden Power Ice, I was hoping for a freeze, but we get the loss. So we come back with a couple levels higher. Actually, a lot levels higher. We go all the way up to level 95. We took another 10 minutes to level up. So now we're going to knock out the Pikachu in one go. We added Zap Cannon for pretty much we just want a one-shot luck hit capability, whatever you want to call it. And it will one-shot Blastoise. Okay? So that's good. It gives us that one-shot capability without getting hit by Blizzard. That's very good. Okay? So now we're going to go for Return on the Espeon. The Espeon will be a two-shot. Psychic doesn't do a lot of damage to us. We got more than half health available for the Snorlax. I'm going for Zap Cannon because Zap Cannon, if you hit Zap Cannon, it will paralyze the opposition, but we get paralyzed, so I think this is a good time for a reset. Let's go ahead and just reset this. We're going to go face this battle one more time. I think we have the winning formula, though. Pikachu, we do outspeed now. Return should be a one-shot. Very good. Very frail first Pokemon. Got it. Blastoise. Zap Cannon. If we hit the first try, it'll be a one-shot, and even if we don't knock out, it still at least paralyzes, and we can just go for a simple return to get the knockout on the second turn. Very good. So now we have Espeon. So now I'm like, okay, well, Zap Cannon worked on the first one. We're going to go for Return, and then Return will be a two-shot. Psychic, we have a lot of health left, so I'm okay with that right now. Okay, we have leftovers attached too, so we don't have a boost in any of our moves. We just have replenishment of health. Zap Cannon, we're going to get the paralyzation of Snorlax. So now we leftovers are going to replenish our health. If we can attack, Return, we're just going to whittle them down, and we get the knockout. Very good. So the last two Pokemon we actually have an advantage against. Zap Cannon. If we hit Zap Cannon, it'll one-shot the Charizard because Charizard's flying type. And then the last Pokemon, we can use our move. That's been our bread and butter the entire game, Fire Blast. One shot on the Venusaur. We get the win just under 3 hours, and we beat Red. So this was not a fun playthrough. I'm not going to lie. I mean, it was fun, but it was a very frustrating playthrough. It took a lot of time early. There's things throughout the middle game that were kind of tedious. We had to fight every trainer we came across just to get us to level up. And honestly, I would have done a different strategy. So here's what I would have done if I could go back in time and do this again. I would have done Hidden Power Flying. I'd have bit the bullet on having some tougher battles against Lance and in the tougher battle against Claire. Because Hidden Power Flying would have made it so I had a stab flying move that I could have used. Okay. And I also, when it came down to... I Fly you can't remove unless you go to the move tutor, which I'm not doing that. So it really made it so the last battle I was kind of shoehorned into a couple moves. What I should have done is move-wise, is I should have had Fire Blast, that's a given, found Solar Beam, and used Sunny Day. Set up Sunny Day, and use Sunny Day would set up, it makes it so fire moves are boosted, and even Solar Beam is boosted, so that would have been a very easy attack on Gyarados. I'm sorry, not Gyarados, Blastoise. Okay. It'd have been a pretty easy knockout. It'd have boosted my fire moves, so maybe fire could have been like a one-hit knockout on something. But I think that would have been a better move, and then my physical move should have been like double team, or I could have even had return. I could have done that, but anything was better than the strategy I used, and it forced me to level up to level 95 for that strategy to work. Next time, if I play through again, I'm probably going to implement that strategy. But just want to let you all know that could have been how I did it. But I want to thank everyone for watching. This has been JD's Nerdverse. The next Pokemon, I'm finally done with some baby Pokemon for a while. They're very frustrating because their stats are so low and their movesets are kind of garbage. Now, honestly, a lot of the movesets of Generation 2 are pretty garbage, especially via level up. But the next Pokemon I have to play through as is Natu and Xatu. It's a Psychic Flying Pokemon, which doesn't get Psychic until the post-game, so that's fun. But that's what's going on. So that's what I'll be doing. You'll see a prediction video for it next week. This coming Monday. Let me know what you think. Have a good one, and I'll see you guys on Monday.